When I was in elementary school, I remember a program called Random Acts of Kindness. The way it worked is that if anyone caught you doing something nice for another person, you'd get a little button that says Random Acts of Kindness on it. There was a raccoon on it for reasons I don't understand, but that's the program. So, obviously I was super into this program. My heart might not have been in the right place because I mostly just wanted to get a bunch of those buttons, but the idea was still to encourage a sense of community where kids were helping out other kids, creating a more interdependent, helpful environment. But what's interesting is that what may have also happened is that we, as the random kindness actors, might have gotten a boost from it ourselves. We might have felt happier because we were helping other people out. And in fact, that was probably the case. New research in psychology has started to look at the idea that helping other people can actually be a strong creator of happiness for ourselves. By me helping you, I get a benefit. I feel happier. I feel more satisfied in my life as a whole. And so one of these research projects looked at a program like the Random Acts of Kindness program in my own school. It wasn't on me as far as I know, but the study looked at 19 classrooms in an elementary school. Some of the classrooms had been told to do this program. They'd been told that every week you should at least 3 times do something nice for another person and keep track of it. So some kids are doing this regularly, looking for opportunities to do something small and nice for their peers. The other group was told that they should be on the lookout for opportunities to go somewhere they'd never been and keep track of that, do that 3 times a week. Nothing to do with kindness, but it's still an activity to keep the mind occupied. The question is, did this program have any success? What were its impacts? Well, throughout these weeks in which students were doing the activities, happiness went up. Students began to feel better over the course of the program. But interestingly, it also developed a better sense of community. People felt more connected, more popular is the kids' way of putting it, when they were doing these random acts of kindness 3 times a week for a number of weeks. This just points out the idea that if we take a second to do something nice for another person, even if they'll never know it was us who did it, and even if it's not even that big of a deal at all, the simple act of helping another person can be enough to give us fulfillment in our lives. So, look for those opportunities. Try to find times when you can do something small and nice for another person in a way that will help pay off for yourself. Mostly to pay off for the other person. Again, we talked earlier in this course that if your focus is happiness, then these kinds of strategies might not be as helpful. But genuinely, try to help other people. And what you might find is that over time, you have a greater sense of life fulfillment yourself. If you're having trouble coming up with what some of these things might be, there's a website called randomactsofkindness.org where there's a whole bunch of ideas for things that you could do. For example, maybe you write an email to a coworker just to say, hey, I think you're great, or you did a great job on whatever it is that we had you do last week. Simple, is nice for another person, and could help you feel a little better yourself. Buy a small gift for another person. Let someone cut in front of you in line for the vending machine. Goofy little things that don't put you out any significant amount of time or money, but are a small show of appreciation and kindness for those around you. So, try to develop a sense of acting kindly to people at random without expecting to receive anything in return.